Hello students, how are you? I hope you all will be fine. Let us go through chapter number 5, Indigo by Louis Fisher. Flamingo, class 12th, English course, session 2020-21-22. Presented by Sudhanshu Dikshit, PGT English, Kendriya Vidyalaya number 3, Agra, Kent, Agra. So students, before we develop the chapter, let us know something about the author. So author Louis Fisher, who was born in 1896 in Philadelphia. He served as a volunteer in the British Army between 1918 and 1920. Fisher made a career as a journalist and wrote for the New York Times, the Saturday Preview, and for the European and Asian publications. He was also a member of the faculty of Princeton University. The following is an excerpt from the book The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. The book has been reviewed as one of the best books ever written on Gandhiji by Times Educational Supplement. So this is a biography. The book is a biography. I repeat the name of the book, The Life of Mahatma Gandhi. And from that book, there is a small portion, there is a small part which has been extracted as a text as the title Indigo into your textbook. Have you understood? So let us go through the chapter. First of all, we discuss about the theme of the lesson. So students, as you have seen on the very first page, the iconic image of Mahatma Gandhi. So the leadership is shown by Mahatma Gandhi to secure justice for oppressed people of Champaran through his convincing conviction on non-violence and unflinching faith in his belief. This chapter reveals that the way Mahatma Gandhi solved the problem of poor sharecroppers of Champaran in a not non-violent way. The chapter Indigo emphasizes the fact that effective leadership can solve any kind of problem without any harm to anybody. Now, let us go through the justification of the title Indigo. The title Indigo focuses our attention on the issue of exploitation of indigo sharecroppers at the hands of the Britishers. The British compelled them to a long-term agreement to plant indigo on 15% of their land and surrender the entire harvest as rent. After the development of synthetic indigo by Germany, the British planters extracted money from the peasants as compensation for being released from the 15% agreement. The peasants who wanted their money back filed civil suit. Rajkumar Shukla persuaded Gandhiji to take up the case of indigo sharecroppers. So indigo sharecropping exemplifies the injustice of the British and the Indians' submission to British authority. The Champaran movement that centered on indigo sharecropping led to the social and cultural upliftment of the peasants. Thus, the indigo title is highly suggestive and appropriate. Now, let us know about the characters or the dramatis personae of this chapter. Gandhiji, a prominent political leader of India, popularly known as Father of Nation. Rajkumar Shukla, poor and emaciated, lean and thin, resolute peasant of Champaran who has firm-mindedness. Rajendra Prasad, a lawyer who later became first president of independent India. J.B. Kripalani, a professor of the Art College in Muzaffarpur. Professor Malkani, a government teacher. Sir Edward Gate, the Lieutenant Governor of Bihar. Mahadev Desai and Narhari Parikh and their wives, volunteers and disciples of Gandhiji. Kasturbai, Gandhiji's wife. Devdas Gandhi, Gandhiji's youngest son. J.Z. Hodge, a British missionary in Champaran who observed the entire episode at close range, and C.F. Andrews, whose full name is Charles Freer Andrews, the English pacifist who had become a devoted follower of Mahatma. Now let us develop the chapter. So the chapter starts with an interaction of author with Mahatma Gandhi when he recollected his memory of 1917 event which established him as a national hero or a national champion in freedom struggle perspective of India. So he said when the writer said that when he first visited Gandhiji in 1942 at his ashram in Sevagram in central India, Gandhiji said to the writer that he would tell him how it happened that he, means Gandhiji, decided to urge the departure of the British, and it was in 1917. Okay, So you see that Gandhiji has remembered, or he recollected his memories and said that after coming back from South Africa on 9th January 1915, when he came here in India, he joined INC, Indian National Congress of that time, and he had an opportunity to participate in the annual convention of Indian National Congress, which was convened in the month of December 1916 at Lucknow. So he had gone to the December 1916 annual convention of the Indian National Congress Party in Lucknow, and there were 2,301 delegates and many visitors came. Rajkumar Shukla was one among them. Gandhiji starts narrating the incident which made him decide to urge the departure of the British from India. This incident occurred in 1917. Rajkumar Shukla was one among 2,301 delegates participated in annual convention of Indian National Congress in December 1916 in Lucknow. He was illiterate but resolute. He means Rajkumar Shukla. Rajkumar Shukla was illiterate, but he was resolute, he was firm. And when learned about Gandhiji, who was participating in the convention, and when he heard about Gandhiji's freedom struggle and his success into South Africa, grand success into South Africa, then he resolved to persuade him to accompany with him to Champaran. And for that, he had come to complain about the injustice of the landlord system in Bihar, and somebody probably said, speak to Gandhi. Gandhi told to Shukla that he had an appointment in Kanpur and was committed to go to other parts of India. Shukla accompanied him, means Gandhi did not take him seriously at that juncture of time. But Rajkumar Shukla continuously persuaded Gandhi, and he returned to his ashram near Ahmedabad. Shukla followed him to the ashram too, and for weeks he never left Gandhiji's side. Then Gandhiji melted by his tenacity and his resolute belief, and he said that fix a date. And Gandhiji was impressed by the sharecropper's tenacity and story, and Gandhiji said that when he would go to Calcutta, then he will go with him to Champaran too. So Gandhiji starts narrating. Gandhiji promised Rajkumar Shukla to visit Champaran after his Calcutta visit. First, Gandhiji boarded in train with him from Calcutta and reached Patna to Rajendra Prasad's house, who was a prominent lawyer and represented the case of sharecroppers in the court. He was out of town. Rajendra Babu was out of the town at that time, and the servant knew Shukla, but they did not know Gandhiji, and Gandhiji was not permitted to draw the water from the well, assuming him to be untouchable, and that was the first incident which Gandhiji publicly faced as a social evil. Gandhiji decided to visit Muzaffarpur before Champaran to obtain complete information about the condition. He sent telegram to Professor J.B. Kriplani, who received him with a large group of college students at railway station, and it was midnight, 15th April 1917, when Kriplani was waiting at the station with a large body of students. Gandhi stayed there for 2 days in the home of Professor Malkani, a teacher in a government school. And it was extraordinary in those days that who helped those government employees who helped the freedom fighters or the Home Rule League, advocates of Home Rule League, means those who were fighting for the nation. If these government officials helped them, then they were in trouble. So Gandhiji realized this, and Gandhiji decided to leave that place. But before he left, the news of Gandhiji's advent, and advent means coming, Gandhiji's arrival, and the nature of his mission spread quickly through Muzaffarpur and to Champaran, and sharecroppers from Champaran began arriving on foot and by conveyance to see their champion. Now, Muzaffarpur lawyers called on Gandhiji to brief them, as they frequently represented peasants group in court. Gandhiji chided the lawyer for collecting big fee for the sharecroppers. Gandhiji scolded them, and Gandhiji told them that this is unfair for them, for the sharecroppers, that they are punished on both of the sides. So you see, most of the arable land in Champaran was divided into large estates owned by Englishmen and worked by Indian tenants. The chief commercial crop was indigo. The owner forced them to plant 15% of their holdings with indigo and surrender the entire indigo harvest as rent. In the meantime, Germany had developed synthetic indigo. British freed the Indian farmers from the 15% of arrangement but asked them to pay compensation. When the news of synthetic indigo reached the sharecroppers, they felt cheated and became resentful. They wanted their money back. At this point, Gandhiji arrived in Champaran. Now, Gandhiji's movement in Champaran. Gandhiji started gathering details. He visited the secretary of British Landlord Association, who refused to give information to an outsider. Then he visited the British Commissioner of Tirhut Division, who misbehaved with Gandhi. Instead of leaving, Gandhiji proceeded to Motihari, where he was greeted by a vast multitude, a vast crowd. Using a house as his headquarters, he continued his investigations. He also decided to go and see a peasant who had been maltreated. Gandhiji was summoned to come back. When on his way on the back of an elephant, Gandhiji was summoned, but Gandhiji complied but signed a receipt for the notice he would disobey the order. He signed the receipt that he disobeyed the order. He was summoned to appear in court the next day as a contempt of court. All night Gandhiji remained awake. He wired Rajendra Prasad and other influential friends to join him, and also wired a full report to the then Viceroy of India. The news of Gandhiji being in trouble with the authorities spread fast. Thousands of peasants came from Motihari and demonstrated in front of the courthouse. This was the beginning of their liberation from the fear of the British. The officials felt powerless, but Gandhiji helped them to regulate the crowd. This was the proof that the British authorities were no longer unchallengeable. The government baffled. The prosecutor wanted the trial to be postponed. But Gandhiji read a statement pleading guilty. He claimed to have no disrespect for the law, but greater respect for the voice of his conscience. The inner will. The government was confused and unconditionally set him at liberty, but kept the judgment reserved. Rajendra Prasad, Braj Kishore Babu, Maulana Mazharul Haq and several other prominent lawyers had arrived from Bihar. They held a discussion with Gandhiji about what would they do if Gandhiji sentenced to prison. They consulted and told Gandhiji that they were ready to follow his strategy. Gandhiji exclaimed, "The battle of Champaran is won." The lieutenant governor dropped the case against Gandhiji. That was the first triumph of civil disobedience in modern India. Now, negotiations and Gandhiji's leadership. Gandhiji and his associates moved forward to conduct an inquiry into the complaint of farmers. The whole area was filled with the year of investigation and protest notes were made and documents were collected. After 4 meetings with the lieutenant governor and official, commission of inquiry was made. It consisted of landlord, government officials and Gandhiji as the sole or only representative from the peasant side, and he was representing the peasants. A lot of evidences were collected against the landlords. They were left no choice but to agree in principle to refund the money to the peasants. They expected Gandhiji to ask for full amount, but he demanded just 50%. That they offered him 25%, and to their amazement, Gandhiji agreed to it, as recollected by J.Z. Hodge, a British missionary in Champaran who observed the entire episode at close range. Gandhiji's message after this incident: he explained that the amount of refund was less important than the fact that the landlords had been obliged to surrender part of money and with it part of their prestige. Now the peasants saw that they had rights. They learned a lesson of courage and fearlessness. Gandhiji's effort to remove the social and cultural backwardness of Champaran. Gandhiji wanted to remove the social and cultural backwardness in the villages of Champaran. health conditions were also miserable. He appealed for volunteers to help. Several people across the country came forward for this noble purpose. His wife Kasturbai, youngest son Devdas Gandhi, they also arrived with this. Two disciples Narhari Parikh, Mahadev Desai and their wives also came to help him. Primary schools were opened. Kasturbai taught the ashram rule on personal cleanliness and community sanitation. Gandhiji got a doctor to volunteer his services for 6 months. Anybody with malaria fever received quinine plus castor oil. Anybody with the skin eruption received ointment and castor oil. Champaran episode, a turning point and a lesson of self-reliance. Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhiji's life. He declared that Britishers could not order him in his own country. He tried to mold a new free India who could stand on his own feet and thus make India free. Charles Freer Andrews, a devoted follower of Gandhiji, came to bid him goodbye before going on a tour of duty to Fiji Island. Gandhiji's lawyers' friends wanted him to help them, but Gandhiji strongly opposed these suggestions by saying that this showed the weakness of their heart. When the cause was just, they must rely upon themselves to win the battle. Gandhiji in this way taught them a lesson of self-reliance. Message in the text: self-reliance, Indian independence and help to sharecroppers were all bound together to form a splendid picture of this saga of modern Indian history. It establishes Gandhiji as a champion of national freedom struggle, as it was first civil disobedience movement. Remember, it was first civil disobedience movement and it was a successful civil disobedience movement, as it was his first successful disobedience movement in India after his success in South Africa. Now, examination oriented short answers. I think we shall go with these short answers to promote higher order thinking skills and value based questions. Who was Rajkumar Shukla and what more do you know about him? Expected answer: Rajkumar Shukla was a sharecropper of Champaran. He was poor, emaciated and illiterate, but he was resolute. Why did Gandhiji go to Lucknow in December 1916? Who met him there and why? Gandhiji went to Lucknow in December 1916 to attend the annual convention of the Indian National Congress. Rajkumar Shukla, a peasant of Champaran, met him because he and his fellows were oppressed in the name of indigo sharecropping at Champaran in Bihar. The lesson Indigo depicts that Gandhiji was a successful leader. What are the key qualities that make a true leader? Gandhiji possessed a true leader's quality. He was truthful, full of perseverance, can manage his fellow mates, a source of inspiration and motivation and determination for everyone. Kasturbai taught the ashram rule on personal cleanliness and community sanitation, which are very important to lead a healthy lifestyle. Write an article on it with reference to Swachh Bharat mission. The English compelled the peasants to surrender the entire indigo harvest. Even today, the farmers commit suicide due to poverty and oppression as social stigma. Write an editorial letter expressing your views on it. Nowadays, there is much uproar about the introduction of new form law legislation of Government of India. Farmer leaders and their associations are protesting for a long time, and sometimes this protest become violent and fierce battle, claiming many lives. With reference to indigo, suggest your views for a peaceful solution to this scuffle. You may read articles of newspapers on this issue, read newly introduced form Law in Brief with all main points, and read national magazines highlighting this issue. Now you see the glimpses of Champaran movement. On the left hand side you can see a postal stamp of Rajkumar Shukla, which was issued in the memory of this freedom fighter's successful role in the first civil disobedience movement. He was the pioneer of Champaran's movement. So Rajkumar Shukla, and on the right you can see Gandhiji addressing a huge crowd. Now you see Gandhiji's Champaran Satyagraha. This is the postal stamp which was issued in the memory of the first centenary or after the completing of 100 years of that Champaran movement, because it was launched in 1917. So in 2017 a postal stamp was issued. So you see Gandhiji's Champaran Satyagraha along with a team of lawyers. Gandhiji traveled across the district to get first-hand account of the sufferings. These statements was recorded under a formal system, set up basic schools to fight illiteracy and generate awareness, organized veteran supporters and fresh volunteers, organized detailed surveys villagers and speak freely and describe atrocities, led cleanup of villages, building of schools and hospitals, encouraged village to end parda and untouchability as a social evil. Now you see indigo farming in Champaran. This is the original picture which has been illustrated by an artist. Now my sincere acknowledgement to KVS authorities, course director of content enrichment program, all my fellow colleagues, last but not the least, all my students whose ignited minds always compel me to strive for my best explanation. Thank you and have a nice day.